Hello and welcome wherever you're joining me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And today is Daf 22 Amud B of Teruma, Masachet Teruma in the Talmud using the Steinsaltz publication. So let's go. So it says, the Gemara discussed the verse itself, which is cited above. Rabbi said, a sin offering lost at night, when one cannot sacrifice an offering, is not called lost. Provided that the offering is found before morning, then even if the owner designates another sin offering in its stead, the first sin offering is not left to die. The Gemara asks, in accordance with whose opinion is the statement? If we say that in accordance with the opinion of the rabbis who maintain that a sin offering is not left to die, unless the owner chooses to attempt with another offering, why does Rabbi specifically mention that it was lost at night? Even if it was lost during the day, it is not left to die. As the rabbis say, a sin offering that was lost at the time when another animal was designated instead, but was found before the second animal was sacrificed, is left to graze until it develops a blemish. Rather, you must say this in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, who maintained that if a sin offering was lost at the time when another animal was designated instead, the first sin offering is left to die, even if it was found before the second animal was sacrificed. Rabbi teacher, the Rabbi Yehuda Nasi states, whose opinion only with regard to an animal lost during the day. But if the animal was lost only at night, even Rabbi Yehuda Nasi concedes that it goes to graze and is not left to die. If you wish, say actually Rava's statement is according to the opinion of the rabbis. And as for the question of why Rava specified that it is lost only at night when the same halacha should apply even if it was lost during the day, here we are dealing with an animal that is still lost at the time when the owner should determine with another animal. Rabbi teaches that when the rabbis say that the sin offering that remained lost at the time when the owner chief determined whether another animal left to die, this applies only where the initial loss of the animal was during the day, when the animal could have been sacrificed. But in the case where the initial loss of the animal was at night, if a sin offering was lost at night, even if it remained lost during the day, when the owner should determine it is left to graze when it is found and it is not left to die. Raman say for 9, and it is not left to die. According to the interpretation, Rava is not merely saying that a sin offering is not classified as lost, provided that it is found before morning. Rather, he maintains that if it was initially lost at night, it is never considered lost at all. With regard to this matter, Abai said, we have a tradition that a sin offering that was lost is left to die, but not a sin offering that was stolen. A sin offering that was lost is left to die, but not a sin offering that was robbed. If a sin offering was stolen and remained missing while the owner returned with a different offering, and the missing animal was then returned to its owner, it is left to graze rather than left to die. This is because the halacha transmitted to Moses from Sinai that a sin offering which was lost when its owner determined is left to die applies only to one that was actually lost, but not to one that was stolen. This is according to the opinion of Abai, and that's in the Rambam Sefer Avod Hilchot Pesulia Magdushin 4:9. If a sin offering was stolen or robbed, and the animal was returned after the owner achieved return with another animal, the first sin offering is left to grade until there is a blemish, after which it is sold and the purchaser used to purchase a gift offering. I can ask, what are the circumstances in which an animal is considered to be lost? Rabbi Shaya says, even one sin offering intermingled with other animals in the owner's flock to the extent that he cannot discern which animal is the sin offering is considered lost. And even if one sin offering intermingled with one non-sacred animal, so that the owner does not know which is the sin offering, is considered lost. And Rabbi Yochanan says, an animal found behind the door is considered to have been lost. What does that mean? Achorei hadeles. If a sin offering could not be found because it was hidden behind a door or underneath a stair, it is considered lost, because no one saw when the owner achieved determined by sacrificing a different animal. Or if it was in a field or meadow, it's uncertain whether it has the state of a lost sin offering, because it's unclear whether anyone saw it when the owner achieved determined. Therefore, the animal must be left to die due to the uncertainty of its status. Although it is according to the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan. The Ketzer Mishnah explains that the Rambam interpreted the Gemara's mention of a sin offering lost outside, as referring to an animal hidden underneath a stair. Since the Gemara did not resolve the dilemma, one must be stringent and leave the animal to die. See the Lechem Mishnah, who presents a different explanation of how the Rambam understood this Gemara. And that's the Rambam Sefer Avod Hilchot Pesulia Magdushin 4:13. A dilemma was raised before the sages with regard to the statement of Rabbi Yochanan. With regard to what case is he speaking? Does Rabbi Yochanan mean that it's only when the animal is found behind the door? Oh, I missed out Dallas' door. So Dallas' door, and Talmudic times entrances that opened from a house to the public domain had doors that were designated to be locked. The doorway had two side posts, a lintel on the top and a threshold on the bottom. These doors were not like modern doors that are connected to the doorposts with hinges. Doors in Talmudic times were attached by means of pivots that were part of the door itself, which fit into matching holes in the lintel and the threshold. By contrast, entrances that led from the house to the courtyard were not fitted with a door that could lock, but with a wooden board that was not firmly attached and merely served to block the opening of the house. It is considered to have been lost, as there is no one who sees it, but if the animal is outside and was intermingled with other animals, where there are people who see it, it is not considered to be lost. But perhaps Rabbi Yochanan means that even when the animal is far behind the door, where if he would turn his face, he would see it, and the animal is considered lost. And all the more so if the animal was outside, where he does not see it, he is considered lost. Since no resolution is offered, the Gemara concludes this dilemma should stand unresolved. The taker. The Gemara further discusses a sin offering that was lost. Rav Papa said, we learn through tradition that if a sin offering was lost from the owner, but is not lost from the shepherd of the flock, if a sin offering is lost from the owner, but not from the shepherd of the flock, or if it is lost from the shepherd, but not from the owner, it is left to grade rather than to die. 4:10, i.e., the shepherd knows which animal is a sin offering. It is not considered lost, and all the more so if the animal is lost from the shepherd, but not lost from the owner, it is not considered lost. The Gemara asks, if the sin offering was lost from the owner and the shepherd, but there is one individual located far away, even at the end of the world, who recognizes the animal. If a sin offering was lost from its owner and the shepherd, but there is someone somewhere who would recognize it, it is uncertain whether the sin offering is considered lost. Therefore, the animal must be left to die. Since Rav Papa's dilemma was never resolved, the halacha is stringent. And as for the Rambam Sefer Avod, Hilchot Pesule, Kedushin 4:12. Well, the halacha concludes the dilemma should stand unresolved. Take Rav Papa raises a dilemma in a case where a sin offering was lost, and the owner designated another sin offering instead, and the second sin offering was slaughtered. What is the halacha of the original sin offering? What was the halacha if the original sin offering was found after the blood of the second offering was collected in a cup and stands ready to be sprinkled upon the altar? The Gemara asks, in accordance with whose opinion does Rav Papa raise this dilemma? If we say that he raised it in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, this cannot be correct, as didn't Rabbi Yehuda Nasi say that even a sin offering that was lost at the time when another animal was merely detonated and instead left to die? Rather, when Rav Papa raises the dilemma, he does so according to the opinion of the rabbis, and the dilemma is as follows. Do we say that when the rabbi said a sin offering that was lost at the time when another animal was designated and instead left to graze, this implies that only the original animal is found before one collects the blood of another sin offering in a cup? But here, where the other sin offering was already slaughtered and its blood was collected in a cup, the rabbis hold any blood that stands ready to be sprinkled upon the altar is considered like it has already been sprinkled, and it's as though the owner has achieved atonement. Instead, the sin offering that was found after the collection of the blood should be left to die. Perhaps the rabbis maintain that as long as the blood has not been sprinkled on the altar, it is still considered like a case where the original offering was lost at the time when another animal was designated instead, but was found by the time the second offering was brought to the altar. If so, as the first sin offering was found before sprinkling of the blood, it should be left to grade until the blemish of blemish. And there are also those who say an alternate explanation of the dilemma. Actually, Rav Papa raises this dilemma according to the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. And when Rav Papa raises the dilemma, it is not with regard to the case involving two sin offerings described above. Rather, it is with regard to a case where the original sin offering was slaughtered and the priest collected its blood in 2 cups, and one of them was lost at the time when the priest sprinkled the blood of the remaining cup. The Gemara elaborates. And you should not raise the dilemma according to the opinion of one who said that when the blood is collected in two cups, or when one cup renders the blood of the other cup rejected. The Gemara in Tractate Yoma 57b cites a dispute with regard to a case where the blood of a sin offering was collected in 4 cups, and the priest used only 1 cup to sprinkle the blood on the 4 corners of the altar. According to one opinion, the contents of the 3 unused cups are rejected, are disqualified, and they are all poured into the canal that runs through the temple. Like all disqualified blood, the blood that remains from the cup used for sprinkling is considered the remainder of the blood and is poured on the base of the altar. According to the other opinion, the blood in all the cups is considered the remainder of the blood and is poured on the base of the altar. As in such a case, the entire offering is disqualified. Rather, when should you raise the dilemma? Raise it according to the opinion of the one who says that 1 cup renders the other cup a remainder. According to Rashi, the proper dilemma is whether the lost cup of blood renders the entire offering disqualified. According to the opinion that 1 cup renders its counterpart rejected, the blood in the lost cup is disqualified for 2 reasons: because it's rejected and because it is lost. Since it's impossible that the part of the sin offering is disqualified while part of it is not, the entire offering is disqualified. But according to the opinion that 1 cup renders its counterpart the remainder, one may ask, is this the case only when the cups are present, or does that factor make no difference? By contrast, Rabbeinu Gershom Mohagola indicates that the offering as a whole is certainly valid. The dilemma here is only whether the cup of blood itself that was lost becomes rejected in this case, which would mean that if it were found, it must be poured into the canal that runs through the temple. I.e., the blood of the second cup is considered the remainder of the first cup and is poured out at the base of the altar. The dilemma is as follows. Do we say the statement that the second cup is considered the remainder of the first cup applies only in a case where both cups are present, since with whichever cup the priest wants he may sprinkle, but here since one of the cups is not present, the missing cup is therefore considered rejected and the offering is disqualified. But perhaps it makes no difference whether both cups are present or not. The Gemara concludes the dilemma should stand unresolved. In the case of one who designated a sin offering and the animal was lost, and he designated another instead and sacrificed it, and thereafter the first animal was found, that is a sin offering whose owner achieved to determine whether another animal should be left to die. In the case of one who designates money for purchase of his sin offering, if one designated money for a sin offering, the money was lost, and he subsequently sacrificed the sin offering before finding the original money he designated, the money must be cast into the Dead Sea. 5:1. And then the money was lost and designated an animal as a sin offering instead, and he sacrificed it, and therefore the money was found. He would derive benefit from the money, as the money attained the halakha status of the sin offering that was to be purchased with it, and that sin offering would be left to die because the owner achieved return with another animal. Therefore, he must take the money and cast it into the Dead Sea, from where it cannot be recovered. Yam HaMelech, the Dead Sea. The Rama indicates that one does not have to cast the money into the Dead Sea specifically, it is sufficient to throw it into any body of salt water. And you see the Rama say, still, no advantage to using the Dead Sea as a method of destroying items from which it's prohibited to derive benefit, as the high levels of salt and other minerals in the water are particularly effective in corroding even metal. Additionally, as one cannot drink the water or trap fish in the Dead Sea, there is less chance that someone might retrieve and make use of the prohibited item. And there's a picture here of a tire corroded by the Dead Sea, tire corroded by salt at the Dead Sea, which cannot be recorded. In the case of one who donated money for the purchase of a sin offering and the money was lost, and donated other money instead, but he did not manage to purchase a sin offering with that money before the original money was found. If one set aside money to purchase a sin offering, the money became lost, and he set aside other money and then found the original money that he had set aside, he could purchase a sin offering with some of the original money and some of the replacement money. The rest of the money is allocated for communal gift offerings, as is the case in any instance when one sets aside money to purchase a sin offering and the animal does not cost the full amount that was set aside. The Imam Sefer Avoda, 5:2. He should bring a sin offering from a combination of this original money and that money designated instead, and the money should be allocated for communal gift offerings. In the case of one who designates money for purchase of a sin offering and the money was lost, and he designated an animal as a sin offering instead, but he did not manage to sacrifice the animal before the money was found. In a case where one set aside money to purchase a sin offering, the money was lost, and he subsequently designated an animal for sin offering, and then found the money before sacrificing the animal. If the animal is blemished, he should sell the animal and use some of the original money and some of the money from the sale to purchase a new animal as a sin offering. The rest of the money is allocated for communal gift offerings, as is the case in any instance when one sets aside money to purchase a sin offering and the animal does not cost the full amount that was set aside. And the animal that he designated as a sin offering is blemished, and the animal shall be sold, and he brings a sin offering in combination of this original money and that money received from the sale of the blemished animal, and the remainder shall be allocated for communal gift offerings. In the case of one who designates a sin offering and the animal was lost, and he designated money instead, and he did not manage to purchase a sin offering with that money before his sin offering was found. In the case of one designated an animal as a sin offering and the animal became lost, and he subsequently set aside money to buy a replacement animal before finding the original animal. If the animal is blemished, he sells the animal and uses some of the original money and some of the money from the sale to purchase a new animal as a sin offering. The rest of the money is allocated for communal gift offerings, as is the case in any instance where one sets aside money to purchase a sin offering and does not cost the full amount that was set aside. I'm going to say, if the animal is blemished, the animal shall be sold. And if he brings a sin offering from a combination of this money that he designates and that money received from the sale of the blemished animal, the remaining should be allocated for communal gift offerings. In the case of one who designates his sin offering and the animal was lost, and he designated another animal instead, and he did not manage to sacrifice the sin offering before the first sin offering was found, and both of the animals are blemished, the animal shall be sold, and he brings a sin offering from a third animal that he buys with a combination of the money from the sale of this animal, from the sale of that animal, and the remainder shall be allocated for communal gift offerings. In the case of one who designates his sin offering and the animal was lost, and he designates another animal instead, and he did not manage to sacrifice the sin offering before the first sin offering was found, and both the animals are unblemished and fit for sacrifice, one of them shall be sacrificed as a sin offering, and the other shall be left to die. The part of Rabbi Yehuda does not specify which animal is brought as a sin offering and which is left to die. Apparently indicates that it does not matter which animal the owner chooses to sacrifice. Most sources indicate that the owner should sacrifice the second animal, as he has already designated it for replacing the first animal. By contrast, some claim that provided that the first animal has not actually been disqualified, it is proper to sacrifice the first animal, as consecration preceded that of the second animal. Yet other sources indicate that the owner should sacrifice whichever animal is more expensive, says Jewish Talmud. In any event, all agree that even if there is a preference to sacrifice one of the two animals, if the owner sacrifices the other animal is valid after the fact. This is the statement of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. And the rabbi says a sin offering is not left to die unless it is found after its owner achieved atonement, and the money is not taken to Dead Sea unless it was found after the owner achieved atonement. In the case of one that designates a sin offering and the animal is blemished, if one designates an animal as sin offering and it becomes blemished, he sells and uses the money to purchase a different animal as sin offering. This is the Rambam Sefer Avodah from Shulei Magdushin 4:7. This is the statement of Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, and the rabbis say a sin offering is not left. I said that he sells the animal and must bring another sin offering with the money received in its sale. Rabbi Elazar, son of Rabbi Shimon, says if the second animal is sacrificed before the first, sort of for non-sacred consumption, the first animal shall be left to die. Although it was sold and rendered non-sacred, its status is now that of a sin offering whose owner already achieved atonement in an animal. First quote of the Mishnah states that if one designated an animal as a sin offering and the animal was lost, and he sacrificed another animal instead, and subsequently the first animal was found, he is left to die. The Gemara refers the reason the animal is left to die is that he sacrificed another animal instead, but if he did not sacrifice another instead, and instead merely designated, then the original sin offering left to graze. And according to the opinion is the statement. According to the opinion of the rabbis, who say that if a sin offering was lost at a time when another animal designated instead, the original sin offering is left to graze. The Gemara continues, but now say that the latter clause of the Mishnah, in the case of one who designates money for purchase of a sin offering and the money was lost, and he designated other money instead, he should bring a sin offering from a combination original money and that money designated instead, and the remainder should be allocated for communal gift offerings. One may infer that the reason that the remainder is allocated for communal gift offerings is that he brings a sin offering in combination with this original money, that money designated instead. But if the owner brought a sin offering from one of the two sums of money, he must take the other sum of money cast into the Dead Sea. If so, we arrive at the opinion of Rabbi Huda Nasi, who said a sin offering that was lost at the time when another animal was designated instead is left to die. The Gemara asks, can it be that the first clause in the Mishnah is in accordance with the opinion of the rabbis, while the latter clause is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Huda Nasi? The Gemara notes, in accordance with Rav Huna, as Rav Huna said, the Rav said. Now it's the end of the Amud. I wish you a very good day and peace and Israel. Take care. All the best. Bye.